If you think the tech industry is immune to failure and people fall for anything, think again. Because today, we are counting down the top 10 worst tech fails of recent times. That'll make you scratch your head and wonder, what on earth the inventors were thinking? These horrible tech fails include the gadgets that their creators thought would change their lives, but ended up blowing up in their faces, with models that were so bafflingly bad, we are still wondering how they even made it onto the market. And if you thought Elon Musk's Tesla was invincible, think again. One of our top 10 fails includes none other than his Tesla bot. Do you know why it failed? Stick around to find out. Number 10. Juicero. Have you ever heard of Juicero? It was a company that promised to revolutionize the juicing game with its sleek and innovative juicer. Even the owner was so confident about its success, he referred to himself as the next Steve Jobs. But here's the catch. It was not just any juicer. It was a $400 juicer that required users to purchase pre-packaged juice pouches in order to operate. That sounds like a great idea, right? Wrong. In 2017, it was revealed that users could actually achieve the same result as the Juicero machine by simply squeezing the juice pouches with their bare hands. That's right, you heard that correctly. A $400 juicer that could be replaced by a good old-fashioned hand squeeze. Needless to say, the Juicero was a massive flop, and the company eventually shut down. Number 9. Freedom Phone. Time for our next tech fail on the list, the Freedom Phone. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever wanted a phone that is not an iPhone, does not use Google, has an uncensored app store, and is supposedly made in the USA? Well, someone thought that was a great idea, and thus, the Freedom Phone was born. But here's the thing, it was just a rebranded version of a Diggy A9, a Chinese phone with a custom launcher and pre-installed conservative apps. Oh, and did I mention it cost almost $500 when its original design cost merely $119? You might as well just tape a picture of the American flag to your current phone and call it a day. Number 8. Cyberpunk 2077. Did you hear about that game that was supposed to revolutionize the gaming industry? The one that had everyone hyped up for years and even had Keanu Reeves promoting it? Yes, I am talking about Cyberpunk 2077, the game that turned out to be one of the biggest tech fails of 2020. I mean, where do we even start? The game was so buggy and glitchy that it was practically unplayable, especially on consoles. And let's not forget the promised features that were missing from the final product, like the ability to customize your character's appearance after starting the game. It's like the developers spent all their time hyping up the game instead of actually making it playable. Even the refund debacle after the launch was a total mess. Needless to say, Cyberpunk 2077 was a major disappointment for gamers everywhere. Number 7. Coolest Cooler. So, have you ever wanted a cooler that was so cool it would make all your friends jealous? Well, the Coolest Cooler was supposed to be just that. It was a Kickstarter sensation back in 2014, promising features like a blender, Bluetooth speakers, and even a USB charger. Sounds pretty cool, right? Except, guess what? The creators of the Coolest Cooler could not deliver on their promises. They had trouble sourcing parts or even manufacturing because they ran out of money right at the start. And even when they did manage to ship some coolers, they were often missing key features or did not work properly. The Coolest Cooler became a running joke in the tech community, with many people still waiting for their promised coolers years later. It just goes to show that sometimes, even the coolest ideas can end up being a total flop. Number 6. Zillow AI. Imagine you have an AI that can predict the future of the housing market. Sounds pretty impressive, but just for the books. In reality, Zillow tried to do just that, but it did not end well. The company's home buying business, powered by AI algorithms, was recently shut down. And it was not just a small hiccup. 2,000 employees lost their jobs, and the company suffered a $304 million third quarter write-down. Why did it fail? Just because you can automate a business process does not mean you should. Sometimes, human decision-making is still necessary. The algorithm that was used to determine the value of homes was flawed. It overvalued some homes, which made it difficult to sell them. As a result, Zillow was forced to sell the homes at a loss, which caused significant financial losses. Before we move on, and I tell you about the next horrible tech fail, if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button to watch more amazing tech videos like this. Also, don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you are the first to know when I post new videos. Now, let's continue. Number 5. Microsoft Spot. Let me ask you something. Do you remember Microsoft Spot? No? Well, that's not surprising since it was a complete disaster. Back in 2004, Microsoft tried to create a new kind of smartwatch that would display news, weather, and other information on a tiny screen using FM radio waves. Yeah, you heard that right. FM radio waves. Not Wi-Fi, not Bluetooth, not even cellular data. And guess what? It did not work out as the creators had expected. The watch was clunky, slow, and had terrible battery life. It was discontinued after 4 years in the market, leaving those who had bought it wondering what on earth they had just wasted their money on. Number 4. Google Glass. Do you remember Google Glass? The futuristic-looking glasses that promised to bring us into the next era of tech? Yes, those things were a total disaster. I mean, sure, they looked cool and all, but what were you even supposed to do with them? Take pictures of your food from a whole new perspective? But the real reason they failed was that Google just could not market them properly. Plus, people were super creeped out by the whole privacy issue. And let's not forget about the buggy tech and poor rollout. It was basically a recipe for disaster. In the end, they were just a failed experiment in wearable tech that never really took off. Number 3. Apple's Airpower. Do you know what is worse than waiting for a bus that never arrives? Waiting for Apple to release a product that never materializes. And that is exactly what happened with Apple's Airpower. The company promised a wireless charging mat that would charge your iPhone, Apple Watch, and AirPods all at once. Well, after years of delays and setbacks, Apple finally admitted defeat and canceled the project. It just sounded too good to be true. What went wrong? Apparently the Airpower had serious overheating issues and was unable to meet Apple's strict standards for safety and quality. So while we may never get to charge all our Apple gadgets on a simple mat, at least we won't have to worry about our house burning down in the process. Number 2. Electric shaver phone. Alright, hold the phone. Or should I say, hold the electric shaver? Because apparently, someone thought it would be a good idea to combine a phone with an electric shaver. I mean, talk about multitasking, right? But I cannot help but wonder, do you really want to shave your face while making a phone call? Is that the level of efficiency we are striving for these days? I can just imagine trying to have a serious conversation with someone while they are buzzing away on their face. It is just too absurd. And guess what? This one did not exactly take off in the tech world, and for a good reason. Number 1. Tesla Bot. Are we ready to meet our new robotic overlords? Tesla Bot was supposed to be the revolutionary solution to all of our tedious, dangerous, and repetitive tasks, but the rollout was an epic fail. In August 2021, Elon Musk held a press conference to unveil the idea of a humanoid robot. Instead of showing off an actual robot, they sent a guy in a spandex suit to dance on stage. Can you believe that? So, this event drew heavy criticism from the press, which was obvious. It was supposed to be a game-changing moment, but it ended up making Tesla and Musk look like a joke. This latest tech fail just goes to show that even the most innovative and successful companies can make mistakes. So guys, these are the top 10 worst tech failures in recent years. What do you think was the biggest failure of all? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.